The Bible, oh, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the word of God. The Bible, the Bible. And we're off. It is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023 AD, 9:03 a.m. Complicated business, folks. Here in Los Angeles, we had to make sure that, well, hopefully that things start out well, okay? We will be covering some border stuff. Hake will be covering some border stuff. You can call in and cover some border stuff. I have callers from down in San Diego area, California, from Arizona, maybe even South Arizona, Southeastern Arizona, wherever. Not buying that excuse no mo. Texas, Tejas, different parts of Texas have, even all around the country, Oregon, Washington State, Washington, D.C., Maryland, all of these places are dealing with illegals, criminals, foreigners coming on in. It's crazy. I also want to talk about a little update on Billie Eilish. I don't know if it's a real headline, but I saw a headline that, she came out of her prayer closet and went into hell. I don't know if she prays. And she's lost followers, allegedly. I don't know if it's true. Merrick Garland got confronted by Josh Hawley. Base Josh Hawley. Is he our guy? He's one of us. And based fat rhino George Santos, the lying liberal, not morally straight guy. He's on Cameo. Should Hake go on Cameo? And I still have to scoff at this article. It's been days that I've been wanting to scoff at this article. Look at this. Where these Asians have taken over Arcadia and want to push their climate mess. Actually, it wasn't even just Asians. It's just liberals in general. So hopefully all that, guys, and your calls, if you'd like to call in. But anyway, everybody, let's get right on with the show! 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Hey guys! Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I'm wearing my brand new obvious globe. Look at this. Look at the horizon. Obvious globe. I'm hamming it up. Did a little selfie in front of the beach. Santa Monica Beach. And it has a picture of Hake. Wearing a nice shirt, by the way. Thank you. And pointing at the horizon, the beautiful, crisp, horizontal horizon. Horizontal horizon proves ball. No wonder they called it the circle of the earth, because it's a circle as far as you can see. Because the circle, a disc, a flattish disc on the huge globe is all you can see. Obvious globe, the Hake Report. You can barely read the or report. It really just says Hake. Obvious globe, Hake. So get yours by going to teespring.com/stores/ isn't that the soy boy face? Yes. It's like the Whoa Jack Hake. Yeah. Beta Legs said, nice shirt. Amazing shirt. Best one I've seen as long as I've watched you. Thank you, Beta Legs. That's kind. Yeah, I was, even the flat earthers can enjoy this shirt because they can mock Hake for pointing the flat horizon and say, obviously not a globe. Hake is such a soy jack or soy boy or whatever. And so I think it's flat Earth friendly, even though I'm neckbeard Redditor Hake selfie. That's right, I do let it grow all the way down. I trim it shorter down here, so I look groomed, like Sandy, Hassan's dog. But yeah, I do. I let it grow. I let it grow on the back of my neck. Since I lost it up top, since it's thin up here, I let it grow down here, down on my neck. I saw a movie of, what's that guy's name? 007? The guy who died. The based one who died. Foreigner. British man. Englishman. Sean Connery. And he had hair on his neck back in the day. So I'm like, I want to do that. It's easier. You don't have to be as exact with your cutters. Because I cut my own hair. Don't say groomed kids. Man, grooming used to mean like just taking care of your stray whiskers. Now it's something bad. They're taking every word and turning it perverted. Globe-tard Hake is the best Hake, says Nada. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, thehakereport.com, and you can look for the Teespring link. Teespring.com/stores/thehakereport or thehakereport.creator-spring.com. Okay, that's how you can find them. I want to get to a call here first, guys. You can call in 1-888-7... Oh, he was a Scot. Okay, not Englishman. My bag. I don't know the difference. I'm uncultured. I'm an American. Sean Connery was a Scottish. I'm part Scottish. Unfortunately, this t-shirt, by the way, it's 65%. Because it's charcoal. It's the charcoal. It's the Gildan one. Comfort tee. Gildan. Or Gildan. 65% polyester, which I should have known because it has this heathered, speckled look, and 35% cotton. So it's guaranteed to stink much more quickly than 100% cotton. But you take the good with the bad. There are 100% cotton styles, okay? Usually the solid colors, but not always, or oftentimes the solid colors are whatever, are 100% cotton. Even those you can't trust. Daniel in Texas is on the line. Daniel, how are you doing, man? Thanks for calling. What's up?
I'm well, James. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, right on.
You were talking about illegal immigration, and I just wanted to kind of touch on that, maybe ask you some things. And
yeah, please.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on what's going on exactly with the immigration altogether?
I think that illegals and so-called legals have been coming in too much, allowed to come in for many decades. And it is a national emergency, as Trump has said. It's basically a national disaster. And so they did it on purpose, and they being the government, the evil government.
Okay.
They lied to us saying, oh, this 1965 Immigration Act wouldn't change the demographics of the country. Of course it will. Ridiculous. Oh, this white Christians of good character, or like whatever we had for the immigration policy at the beginning of the country, roughly. They called it racist. So this anti-racism thing is very self-destructive because these people, despite what my former guest Stardust said, these people don't fully assimilate. They assimilate, but they also participate in the transformation of the country towards something worse. Because I think we used to be more sensible and Christian and moral and sensible. I think I said sensible already. But now we're more and more senseless. And the Native Americans like Hake. Think about Hake. Am I more sensible than the founding fathers or founders? You shouldn't call no man father. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
What answer do you want to hear? I'll give you the answer you want to hear.
I want to hear no, because I think that most of us we're more immature than ever. We're softer than ever. granted, that's kind of a product of modernization and technology and stuff too, but the country is on a downward slide, and the immigration is a big part of it. Not all of it, but a big part of it. So that's my take. And it's wild seeing these people come in by the droves. It's like, this has to be organized. And there is an organizing factor when there is a chaotic move. People want to organize it and facilitate it. It's being organized and facilitated by unchristian people and phony Christian people. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's my take.
Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
I look at it from a historical perspective that predates the United States. In the founding of the New World. And the difference is not just in the indigenous populations of the New World, but also in Catholicism and Protestantism. And one of the first explorations, I'm deeply interested in the Civil War.
Yeah.
And that's because I see it as the most important thing in American history. And
it's really important.
In terms of important historical things, my look at historical events largely centers around the United States, then Texas, then New World, then everything else is after that, right? Then I start getting into ancient history, and even the biblical stuff puts me to sleep. The biblical stuff absolutely puts me to sleep.
What do you mean, what do you mean by that?
Oh, if I hear one more story about Moses, I'm going to scream.
Oh, okay. So the Civil War stuff in America and stuff, that's what you're interested in.
Yes, that's where I have my focus on, and it's largely because I'm an American first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then Texas after that. Texas history interests me after that, and then New World history, and all of that is basically me looking backwards into history as opposed to looking at Adam and Eve and going forward. So I'm doing it I'm doing it the way I probably shouldn't be doing it.
Well, continue. Interesting. I don't think it's necessarily wrong.
I do it that way just because of my perspective. And what I see with the influx of immigration into the United States, it's largely an indigenous population that's doing this. And when the United States was discovered by Protestant whites, it's a different place than Mexico. You know, when Hernán Cortés conquered Mexico, the way they treated slaves, they basically bred with them. That was the general idea.
The Spaniards did, huh?
The Spaniards did.
They mixed with the American Indians.
Right. And in the exploration of where I live in Texas, the first explorer was a man named Cabeza de Vaca. And he was an explorer accidentally in Texas. Because shortly after Hernán Cortés conquered Mexico, about a few years later, there was an expedition by Ponce de Leon that left from Cuba and shipwrecked in Florida. Half the expedition became lost, and the other half built new ships and sailed along the coastline to try to return to a point where the Spaniards had conquered in Mexico. And they ended up shipwrecking again in Galveston. And of the crew, there were a number of survivors that ended up, over the course of this journey, dying altogether, with the exception of 4 individuals, one of which is a man named Cabeza de Vaca, the other is a black slave, and the other 2 were Spanish noblemen. And they all were barefoot and naked, and they walked for 7 years, and they ended up as slaves, as Indians, over the course of the 7 years, where they traversed towards the south, where the Rio Grande is, and then maneuvered back northward due to their enslavement by this indigenous population.
Wow.
And over the course of this time, they realized that the various Indian tribes that they interacted with had no allegiances to each other. They had none of the same languages, none of the same types of clothing. They were all enemies to each other. There was hardly any food. They were constantly hungry. They were constantly cold. They were constantly beaten savagely. The Indian tribes were constantly warring. They were cannibals. Finally, they escape their captors, and they start moving south, and they interact with Indian tribes that some of them are more peaceful than others. They have to avoid the more violent ones, but they interact with some of the more peaceful ones, which end up holding a following because they are seen as healers. So they don't actually know how to heal, but they do know how to recite biblical Catholic things, in which they do, and they garner what is essentially this following because of them being seen as healers, and move south towards Mexico City, where they are encountered by a notorious Spanish slaver who is rounding up Indians, and there's this standoff between Cabeza de Vaca and this notorious slaver, in that Cabeza de Vaca, once he is seen as a healer to these Indians, who have given him many things, is now this de facto protector of these Indians against this slaver. And he's able to negotiate their release only in so that they return from where they come. So they can't just stay there. They have to go back to where they came from, and they can't go wherever Cabeza de Vaca goes. And then Cabeza de Vaca is able to return back to his home country. He ultimately returns to Spain, tells this story. Nobody believes him. The crown believes him, but nobody else does. And the crown essentially allows him to be a spokesperson for the rights of the indigenous peoples. And then he is sent down to negotiate these rights of indigenous peoples in Uruguay and Paraguay, where he is not taken seriously by the Spaniards who are in authority there. And he is imprisoned and then released and sent back to Spain. The crown absolves him of this failure to give the Indians rights, but he is essentially living out the rest of his days in poverty, even though he has the titles of knighthood.
Wow.
And this is basically an early exploration of the New World and an idea of the type of people that lived there before the Europeans had arrived. And my point is, a lot of this stuff is, in a way, chickens coming home to roost. And when the United States was formed and had advanced in its westward, across to the Pacific, it had a war with Mexico in the annexation of Texas. And in this war, it was headed by Winfield Scott, who would end up being known as the greatest soldier of the age. And he had certain orders during this campaign into Mexico that he gave to his lieutenants. And these orders were meant to ingratiate them with the population of the Mexicans so that they would be more well received than seen as an opposing enemy. And one of these mandates was to salute the priests, that all the priests were rendered salutations by all the officers of Winfield Scott's army. And there were a number of officers that were really impressed with the Catholic Church, one of whom, despite what people may say, was a man named Thomas Jackson, who would later be called Stonewall Jackson.
Whoa.
Now, Stonewall Jackson would learn Spanish during his tenure in Mexico, and he fell in love with the Catholic Church. Now, later on, when he returned to his home, he would settle with Presbyterianism, and he was an ardent Presbyterian, and he, did some peculiar things, like lead Sunday schools for the colored people, which was very unusual for the time. But Thomas Jackson was, in a way, unusual in many regards. But he did fall in love with Catholicism. And the first corps commander of Lee's army was James Longstreet.
You're talking about General Robert E. Lee's army.
Yes,
Longstreet.
Yes.
Okay.
James Longstreet converted to Catholicism after the Civil War and was lambasted and lampooned in Southern papers. And Jubal Early really led a campaign against Longstreet. And Longstreet, in a way, made himself a target. He did all the things you're not supposed to do as a Confederate soldier or as a former Confederate. You're not supposed to become a Catholic. You're not supposed to say anything disparaging about Lee. Longstreet was constantly saying disparaging things about Lee.
Oh, wow.
He would say he would pretend like he was his equal during the course of the war, which wasn't really true.
Uh-huh.
And he would blame Lee for things that he really didn't need to be blamed for. Now, there were things that were attributed to Lee by many analytical sources on either side of the war that would lay the blame at his feet. And even Lee would take on some blame for certain failings. Lee was not one to blame other people for his own failings. He would stand up to his failings. But Longstreet was notorious for blaming other people for his failings. Anyway, I'm kind of getting into, specifics here, but my point is there is a long history of the indigenous population and what is happening now that predates things that the boomers would have experienced, or even you and I.
Right. So are you thinking that when you said chickens coming home to roost in a lot of ways, you're talking about... I'm
talking about the indigenous populations, basically.
Taking back up. Sort of taking back over.
Yeah.
Although they're mixed. I mean, many of them are like...
They are.
Mixed with the Spaniards. I mean, the Mexicans act like California was theirs. It was theirs for, 50 years, and we had a war, and then we ironed that out. So, like, there's this false, what is that called? Sense of entitlement that many of them have. And I think part of that is from us, not to take away from your point entirely, but is from us being weak. When you're weak, you get taken over. When when you cater and pander to the fake notion of racism, that is asking to be genocided. I've said before.
We pander to Indians.
Right.
And that's what I mean when the chickens come to roost.
Yeah. Wow, those are interesting stories. Alvaro Nunez Cabeza de Vaca. So that's head of cow, right? Head of cow?
Yes. His name comes from a surname of his great-grandfather who served during the reconquest of Spain against the Muslims. And he was a man who knew of a means to overtake a Muslim stronghold, and the direction that he gave was a point of interest centering around the skull of a cow. There was a skull of a cow somewhere, and he gave directions to an armed Christian force pertaining to this skull. So he garnered a surname, Cabeza de Vaca, and that's where it came from.
In what way is it chickens coming home to roost? It's basically like them taking back over because we're weak. They were weak, and we took them over. Now we're weak, and they're taking over.
The meaning in that we have given Indians basically full latitude.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. So it's not that, we genocided them, now they're genociding us back. It's not like that. It's not.
No, I don't. That's
communist stuff.
I don't even know where to wrap my mind around that. But yeah. What I'm saying is, the United States has given Indians full latitude.
By Indians, you're talking about the Central and South Americans.
Yes.
To
But
be coming
they
in.
They all can play the Indian card.
Right. Yep. Very true. That's so true, man. Wild. Interesting.
I'm all talked out.
I appreciate it. Great call, man. I like your history lessons, Daniel.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody does.
Right on, man. Let's talk again sometime. Call me again soon.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. So speaking of that, let's talk about the invasion. Clip 21A. This is from Ali. I cracked. I'm growing. Cut me some slack. Never mind. I don't want to get into that. Ali Bradley, network correspondent for News Nation. JLP has been on News Nation. He was on with Leland Vittert some years back. She's a Jesus follower and a mental health advocate. Hashtag protect your peace. Protect your peace. She shares this. At the border, Arizona, there are currently 845 people waiting to be transported. In Lukeville, I guess that's Arizona. Deductive reasoning. After crossing illegally. The ones I talked to, she says, are from Guinea. As in like Papua New Guinea? Maybe that's a different place. I don't know, geography. And they look African, right? They look black. Mostly. Some of them have been waiting for 3 days. Check this out. Look at all these men. Young men.
Hello.
Jumping at the chance to make easy money in America. Or whatever. Comfort in America. Open borders.
Hello.
Come on in.
How are
Hello.
you? Good, thank you.
You're not good. No man is good. Neither is a woman. Look at them waving shamelessly. Hide your face.
Oh, you have a warm jacket. Nice. Hello, hello.
Where are their open face ski masks? Oh, there's one. Maybe.
Great, how are you?
Beanies. Oh yeah, there's some ski masks.
I
They're
don't know what
friendly
that
at
means.
least. Whoa, they're hitting on her.
Uh-huh.
She follows Jesus, not Guinea men. Look at that. This is disheartening. I don't want these people here. I don't care how friendly they are. Look at that wall. That's Trump's wall, maybe. But they're on the wrong side of it, I think. Look, I'm seeing litter. Stop littering. Those masks? Look, it's endless. Okay, yeah, it does end. Okay. When families cross, quote unquote families, she continues in her tweet. Oh, I have these tweets. It says, let's see, illegals 1, invaders, Guinea, over there, Hassan. She posted this on December 4th, yesterday, Monday. When families cross, they jump the line. Wow. So you bring a child, you cut to the front of the line. No butts, no cuts, no coconuts. You know, remember when you used to jump in the line and then the little girl tattletale? No butts. Butting in front of the person. Or cutting in. I used to say cutting because I didn't like to say butt. Don't say butt, kids. So the single adults, these men, have been waiting much longer because they don't get preferential treatment for being so-called families. I don't even believe that they're families. Oh, Trump was separating families. They weren't even families. It was like a mother and a child. That's not a family. Or a supposed father and a child, or a supposed mother and a child. I think they were selling kids, weren't they? Weren't they selling like babies? She states about these men from Guinea, many of them, not all of them. They tell me they aren't afraid of being turned away because America will help us. Joe Biden will help us. We'll help you back into your home. To be help kick a swift kick in the rear to get back to work and build your own place up. No more happy jacks here in America. Okay, So check this out. She posts this. Show the second one. Arizona. While the vast majority are self-surrendering to agents, they cross illegally and then they surrender because they want to be processed. She says there are always the ones who don't want to get caught illegally. See, these are illegals. They call them asylum seekers. No, they're illegals. And then they pretend like they use the loophole to plead asylum, like they're wannabe refugees, right? They're always the ones who don't want to get caught. There aren't agents in the field to stop the hashtag gotaways. Gotaways, they call them. Right now, as CBP, Customs and Border Protection, is taking an all-hands-on-deck posture to process the thousands crossing daily here in Lukeville, Arizona. And then watch this video. She says, I found this carpet booty along the border wall. It slips over any shoe and prevents detection/foot tracks. And so there's carpet on the bottom of this shoe thing, booty, she calls it, B-O-O-T-I-E. Because it's, I guess that's what you call a thing that you slip over your shoes, booties. Well, whatever. And it has like denim or something on it that you slip around your shoes. And so you're walking, but carpet facing down to the ground, and she demonstrates that it doesn't cause tracks. Check this out. Watch this video. 22 seconds. She demonstrates this booty thing. Carpet booty. Here it is. I think. Part B. I think. Hopefully it works. 21B. If you see it in there. 21B. Let's see if it works. Let me see. Pardon this strange interlude. Sometimes the tech doesn't work. Do you see it in their folder there? 120521B. Okay, here it is. Check this out. She's just demonstrating this. It's science. Look at that. Slaps it on the ground, and it doesn't cause a footprint because it's carpet. It's literally like carpet. Oh, and then you top the sole of the shoe of this booty is the back of the carpet, the underside of the carpet. So it's carpet upside down. Wow, that's so clever. Those Mexicans, shout out to, or whoever these people are. They must have some white in them, or you know, all human beings have IQ, right? Whatever. All right. What else? What else? Oh, I have another post that she showed. Well, some replies to this. John's long mustache rifle case posted on X in reply to her. Come to my corner of AZ, Arizona, where the overboots, those overboots that he called them overboots rather than booties. Nice. And clothing are camouflaged so the cartel drug runners can sneak the drugs in and return back over the border to do it again later. And Ali Bradley, A-L-I, Bradley is gal, reporter woman. I have reported on this. I have an entire camo outfit I found abandoned in Cochise County. I've been to Cochise. Southeastern Arizona, I want to call it. I've been there on a natural history trip with one of the community colleges over here. Clap, clap emojis. White hands. E pluribus unum says, it's almost as if American drug users are funding the cartel? Yes, they are, says Sassy Nana 72, Bree. And that's true. I remember hearing, I didn't mention this in my phone call with Daniel in Texas, but I listened to that little podcast, that big, long podcast, a big part of it anyway, with that guy from Blackwater, who founded Blackwater, brother to Betsy DeVos, Eric Prince. For some reason, I want to spell it with a K. Yeah, Eric Prince, E-R-I-K, last name Prince. Eric Dean Prince, former U.S. Navy SEAL, founder of the private military company Blackwater, served as Blackwater's CEO until 2009, as its chairman until its sale to a group of investors in 2010. Obama really tried to break that up. 54-year-old man, serious man, and he mentioned, not that it takes this guy to know it, that these people taking drugs, street drugs, etc., are helping to fund the illegal invasion and the drugs coming across the border. So, that's wild. And John's long mustache follows up. It's not just American drug users. Don't just blame the people taking the drugs in America, which includes Hispanics themselves, and blacks and whites, and even some Asians. Actually, the Chinese are helping this thing kill Americans with the fentanyl sending through Mexico. Funding the far left in Mexico, Eric Prince has said. Funding that AMLO, hugs, not bullets. I almost said hugs, not drugs. Abrazos, hugs. No balazos, bullets. AMLO. Andrés Manuel López Obrador, or whatever that guy's name is. Liberal in Mexico. Psh, socialists down there. Immorality up here contributes and enables more immorality down there. Coming into here. What a mess. John's long mustache also says, with the help of so-called leaders allowing it, and he's right about that. We've been complaining about our government, and it's only gotten worse. Allowing these people to come in here. No human is illegal. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're still human, but they are illegal. So, that's a little update on that. Did you know about that stuff? Interesting, huh? Some of you guys did. Latin A in Cali is on the line. How are you doing, Latin A? What's up?
Hi. I was wondering, can you please help me figure out where am I, since I'm in California, if I start to feel like my governor is really just being too tyrannical, where am I supposed to go for asylum?
Where are you supposed to go for asylum if your governor, gruesome, is being too tyrannical, and it's affecting you personally? It's affecting your life?
I mean, he already is. But, I'm just wondering if you can help me figure out where am I supposed to go for asylum? Who's going to help me?
Maybe you can run to Mexico run to Mexico, but don't get caught in Mexico. And then run across the border into Texas or Arizona, but don't get R-worded. I guess that's an ugly thought.
Yeah, of course.
Coming back in here, and maybe you can and don't have papers, and maybe you can get sent somewhere else.
I need to burn off my fingerprint.
Oh yeah, if you get processed, they'll be able to be like, "Hey, you're Latin A in Cali." Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I say, in all honesty, you're making a point about Californians turning into HE double toothpicks, with or without these people coming into our state, and it's with them. But it's also aside from that. R-worded is an aped, Ray, just to explain to the chat. I'm not talking, but anyway, I don't advise you do that. Just keep your nose to the grindstone, work, be a faithful daughter of God, and he'll take care of you. Don't let it get to you.
See, because I'm always being told by people who live in red states that why don't I just leave California, right? But I always get, upset when people who really are not asylum seekers claim asylum, and if they really are asylum seekers, they should go back and fight for their land in their country, shouldn't they?
Right. I mean, that's an interesting point.
They should, like, don't come here, stay over there and fix your country. Don't come over
like
here.
we should be wherever you are on Earth, unless life/God is taking you somewhere else. You shouldn't just up and leave because this is liberal and I can't stand these liberals or whatever.
Right.
You should go to a place that's safe. You should live in a place that's safe and don't like go out late at night or things like that. If you can move to a safer community, do so. Like if you're a slave and you can win your freedom, do so. But in the meantime, don't let it bother you. That's an interesting point. They tell you, why are you still in California? It's liberal hell. You leave it, it's going to become even more liberal hell. If you're a decent conservative light in a dark place person, a light on the hill or a city on the hill.
That's part of the Commie handbook.
What's that?
They want us to leave. They want to force us to leave so they don't have to do actual hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, no, I don't. It's not. I don't think that they're thinking about hand-to-hand combat because that's not the solution either at this point.
Yeah, right. So they force us to want to leave by overtaxing us and everything. But I think a lot of citizens that are freedom-loving citizens, constitutional, pro-constitution, need to start going to their city council meetings because those people have a lot of money that they manage and decide on what to do with, like millions of dollars. And I don't think that enough people realize that the city council are overseeing what our money is being used for.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. It's highly irresponsible. If you are in there pushing for some of what's right in there, in the right way, then you can be helpful rather than a hurt, like these people are debating.
They do let people from the public speak.
Right. And some of it is just talk, like, what good is that going to do in some cases? But
well, in my town, they have it at least 72 hours before a city council meeting.
Yeah.
You can look over the agendas that they want to talk about. So I think that everybody should start looking into their city council agenda of the week because they meet at least twice a month in every county, I guess.
Interesting. That's a lot. Meeting twice a week? That's a busybody type of group. Who wants to meet twice a week unless you're really committed to destroying the city?
I think it's to make it harder for more people to keep tabs on what they're doing.
Yeah. Interesting. So then they can do more secret stuff. Because it's become common for guys and gals to do these confrontational things, and they're recorded. Some people don't want to record them now, I bet. Some of them want to censor them. They want to shorten their time and all kinds of things to control the not having to listen to the people for whom they're supposed to be working, but in reality they're working against them. They're working against us and for evil. But it's a mess.
It is a mess. But if they start to see people who appreciate having a constitution and the Constitution to protect our individual rights, I think maybe they might start to, feel like they have to start following the rules a little bit more, because I think that might hopefully put some fear into them that we're watching them.
Maybe.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, Latine. Take care. I hung up just because I didn't want to get the click. You know, I gotta show you guys this. I don't have to, but you know, Josh Hawley, he's a senator, right? Deep-voiced senator. He's like younger than me, but he has this nice deep voice. Sounds like he belongs in a movie. Gopher _ Mark with a C. Gopher _ Mark with a C. Dramatic campaign video with music. DOJ Attorney General Merrick Garland was exposed for overriding the FBI and executing a raid on Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago property by Senator Josh Hawley. And Josh Hawley cited and I don't know if all this is true, but this is what they're claiming, okay? Because who knows? There is a culture of get Trump within the government, okay? There's a culture of it. It didn't have to be Merrick Garland himself. It didn't have to be the man himself. Just like it didn't have to be Obama himself who did all these evil things. There are plenty of lemmings, I guess you might call them. Lemmings might not be the word. Army ants, worker bees, and Obama himself as a worker bee, this Merrick Garland, unchristian top cop, Obama's pick for the Supreme Court, failed pick for the Supreme Court. The rhinos wouldn't put him in the Supreme Court. So Biden, which is Obama Part 3, put him as the #1 law enforcement in the position in the United States, the Attorney General of the United States of America. I don't know how that's law enforcement, but okay. And he is the head of the evil DOJ, Department of Injustice, the Injustice Department. This is a weaponized Department of Injustice. Is anyone else grateful that Merrick Garland didn't make it onto the Supreme Court? Asks Gopher, Gopher _ MARC, Mark. Here's the almost 3-minute video of, and it's all dramatic and corny, okay? Whatever. Has like a little American flag motif at the top and bottom of this square meme video or something. And it's like, oh, we gotcha. Senator Josh Hawley is the next. Who's that guy with the weird hair? Thin guy, lean. Oh, man, I'm blanking on his name. It was on the tip of my mind or tongue. He's the next guy who's going to go over to Fox News. I'm kind of playing, I don't know if Josh Hawley's real or fake. Trey Gowdy. Is he the next Trey Gowdy playing gotcha for the TV cameras? But anyway, here's the video. It's somewhat interesting. Here it is. Check it out. Ooh, here's the build-up. Josh Hawley, babyface. Merrick Garland, gremlin, not a Christian.
Attorney General Garland, you said in our last exchange that it's your practice to defer to FBI agents in the field. I was interested, given your answer, to read in this morning's Washington Post that the FBI is saying that you overruled them when it came to raiding ex-President Trump's personal residence.
Great
Washington
voice,
Post reports this morning, showdown before the raid, that senior FBI officials who would be in charge of leading the search resisted doing so as too combative. These field agents wanted to shutter the criminal investigation altogether, but they were overruled by Maine DOJ.
I've skimmed that article. That's not an accurate reflection of what the article says, and I'm not able to comment on the investigation. My comment earlier was about tactics on the ground in particular cases.
Wait. You said it's not I'm reading to you from the article. Quote, senior FBI officials who would be in charge of leading the search resisted the plan as too combative and proposed instead to seek Trump's permission to seek his property, according to 4 people, end quote.
There is often a robust discussion, and in the end, and it's encouraged among investigators and prosecutors.
But yes, and you made the decision.
I did. That's
right. You said you did.
No, I'm sorry. What I said was I approved the decision.
So you didn't make the decision to raid?
I approve the decision to seek a search warrant after probable cause was
overruling the FBI agents who did not want to do so. Did you talk about this with the White House?
The memorandum does not. That Washington Post article does not say what you're saying. I'm sorry, and I'm not able to describe this in any further.
Mr. Chairman, I'll just ask that this entire article be entered into the record.
Without objection.
And we can read for ourselves. I invite people to go and look. It says exactly that FBI field agents did not want to conduct the raid, and they were overruled by DOJ. So it doesn't seem to me, Attorney General, that the FBI has a lot of confidence in you, because what they're doing clearly is trying to distance themselves from your decisions. They're out there leaking left, right, and center and saying it wasn't us. We didn't want to do it. He made us do it. What does that say about their confidence in your leadership?
No, the previous senator said that they're leaking all in favor of the left. Now you're saying they're leaking all in favor of...
I'm asking you my question. Answer my question based on this evidence. Don't dissemble, Attorney General.
It's expired.
Answer my question.
Time has expired. Senator Cotton.
Josh Hawley, the eagle, the American eagle of freedom with the deep, great voice, sounds kind of like a... What's his name? That one guy from Fox News. I'm blanking on his name. He has a great voice. LOL the music, says Brawl _ Sack. I agree. I like this young man, says Pete Wilkins. I like him too. Don't dissemble. Dissemble. Interesting word. What does that mean? Dissemble. Like try to take apart the argument rather than answer the question. These slippery, snaky, serpenty, unchristian people, Merrick Garland, needs to gargle hot salt water because he maybe smokes too much or something. I don't know why his voice sounds like that. I normally like a smoker voice, like a woman's smoker voice, but that guy's voice just makes me shudder sometimes. Not good. So yeah, the Washington Compost article allegedly said that the FBI agents didn't want to go in. It was too combative. But they were overruled. Based liberal FBI didn't want to go in. They wanted to scrap the whole thing. Investigation thingamajigger, according to this Josh Hawley reading of the Washington Compost article, which I'm not that interested in reading because whatever, who cares? They went into Trump. We all know that they went after Trump because they hate a truth-telling man of power like Trump is, who is not controllable. He's an independent thinker. Except he supports the vaccines, which I do too. Some of you guys don't like that. Dissemble, to hide under a false appearance, says, come on, man. Thank you, come on, man. Wow, hey, he's useful in chat. Hake would love a crackhead voice. So now, Tucker supports Trump. That's what you get. Tucker, at one point, he said he hated Trump. I don't know why, but I don't know. But then now he likes him. He supports him now. I saw this tweet from... And it was because of this situation where they raided Mar-a-Lago. I said the FBI is a bunch of liberals. The DOJ is even worse. Maybe we shouldn't disassemble the FBI. Let me see. Where did I get this? Tucker hates Trump, loves Trump. ALX posted a few days ago, about a week ago, Tucker, quoting Tucker, I became an active Trump supporter when they raided Mar-a-Lago last summer. That just can't stand. I'm voting for Trump, and if they convict him, I will send him the max donations, and I will lead protests. That's how I feel, he said on Roseanne Barr's podcast. Roseanne Barr, JLP interviewed her on The Fallen State. Nice. Hat tip to the producer and the people who made that happen. That's cool. Is she a Christian? I don't know. But Cernovich posted this. I believe this. Much is made of Tucker's anti-Trump text messages that went out in months back, right? Supposedly. But I've said much worse in public, says Cernovich, who supports Trump now too. Truth is, that we don't let the ruling regime choose our political candidates. It's not America. Trump 2024, or we don't have a country, which we don't, but that's a discussion for another day. He posted that on X on the 30th of November. Show that Tucker hates Trump, loves Trump. December 1st, JPEG screenshot of those two tweets. There, Hassan. But yeah, that's what you get. Maybe that's why the FBI didn't want to go in. Not that just that it would be seen as too combative. They really wanted to go after him, but they're like, we don't think that we can twist the law to make it look like we can really get away with this in the public eye, because it's all about the court of public opinion. And then the courts are corrupt too, but the court of public opinion is corrupt too. Tucker called out the Nephilim. Really? Those tall guys? Roseanne Barr. Oh, not Christian? Part Christian? She's Jewish. You knew that, says Reg Laser. Oh, maybe I kind of did know that. She's nice, but crazy. I appreciate all three of these people mentioned. 4. Trump, Tucker, ALX. I don't know anything about ALX. And Mike Cernovich. Center-left liberal guy, pro-America. Independent thinker. Cernovich doesn't exist. He's a CIA hologram, says Carver531. I'll take it. Which would you prefer to run our country? The DOJ, the CIA, or the FBI? I'll take the CIA any day. They put crack in the black community. Base. I'm kidding around. I don't know anything. Man, I want to talk about the feds charging the feds, and I want to get to some callers, but we're at the top of the hour, and it's Christmas time. At Greenwall's request, and at Hake's honest heart's request, I am playing Phil Hahn, Hahn, and Steve Johnson. They are singing Angels We Have Heard on High. It's a 2005, 6, 7, 8 or something like that. 9, 10, 11, I don't know. 12, 13. Little album that they put out. Songs of Christmas. I hope you enjoy it, you musical Philistines. I'll be right back for hour 2. It's Christmas time. Be right back.
charade while our hearts in love we raise. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful music. I didn't want to interrupt it. Normally, I'll mention talk over it. Where does Hake find this stuff? It was a gift, actually. I can't even find it online on the internet. So Greenwall says, "Thanks, Hake. You're welcome, man. Thank you. Great suggestion. In excelsis Deo." I will read your super chats, but first, I got my fellow JLP Network hosts, JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram, by the way. Joel Friday TV is here. He's going to be live at 11 in an hour or less. And American Anchor, baby, live at 12. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Thanks, man.
What are you guys going to be talking about today?
Well, you know GTA's coming out.
Yeah,
GTA 6.
Grand Theft Auto 6 featuring a woman. I heard on Hake News.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be, because even the last one, you could switch between multiple.
Oh, okay.
I heard there's also a guy, but I don't know, might talk about that, but something that happened.
That's
but,
exciting.
We got to talk about serious
things. Transgender?
They say they might have pronouns.
Oh, terrible.
It'll be like a small part of a 100-hour game, but
I know.
It is a sign of BS, but I'll talk about serious things too.
Bogus speech. Don't get nervous, kids.
Right. Don't say that, kids. Kim Jong's crying about the babies in Korea.
Oh, really?
North Korea, he's crying that the women aren't having babies. So that's happening everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they're too educated?
Maybe that's a good point. I'm write that one down. But, you know, South Korea, their birth rate's even worse than North Korea if you believe the numbers, I guess.
Okay.
0.78. Could you imagine what's happening in South Korea? Happening to everyone, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I know in China they were like aborting all their girls.
Yeah.
Or drowning them or whatever because they had the 1 or 2 child policy.
Mm-hmm. Was that overpopulated thing?
Yeah, they were overpopulated, so they were doing a one-child policy. So, and they wanted boys, right? Many of them people want boys, so they drown the girls.
If only Jesse had divulged.
That's the alternative.
If only Jesse told him the secret, he could have saved.
Yeah. Right. See, but he's withholding it. He's withholding it to the
world. He's responsible for
all these Chinese
for
aborted
gender side.
Damn, and now he's gonna tell it, right?
Terrible.
Guilt him into doing it. Harvard, some mea culpa with Harvard and white people.
Oh, okay.
Sounds pretty interesting. Sounds good, but I just kind of heard about it. Some things I might be touching on today.
Are you in the Christmas spirit?
Yes, I love Christmas.
Nice. Right on. How about you, Joel? Friday TV.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of talking about. Well, not thinking. It's pretty confirmed. But I'm going to talk about why most women and men too, but most women like seek validation and
Pick me girls.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
That was good.
And then, like, just the emotions, how that make you feel that way. And then I have some clips I want to play of some, like, girls that I found on TikTok, which I'm, like, exposing myself how much I'm on there because I always, like, pulling clips from TikTok.
But you put out stuff on there, so.
Right. That's my excuse. So, but I got a couple clips that I found while scrolling that are, like, pretty interesting. So I'm just going to break them down.
Nice, man. Are you in the Christmas spirit?
You know, I have to like make myself get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it was like 3 years ago. It was Christmas Day, and I was at my family's house, and then like I was realizing like, man, I'm a Scrooge right now because not that I was like mad or anything, but it's just that I wasn't in the spirit, and I'm like, okay, it's like trying too hard not to be.
Oh, you were trying not to be into it?
Yeah, like I wasn't trying not to, but I was like
into that mode.
Yeah, I was in that mode of like, you know.
What's the Christmas spirit?
I just think it's just like it's okay to just enjoy the day with the family, open the gifts, and like smile a little bit.
I like the Christmas music and Christmas decorations. And
you see the lights, you get the Christmas jazz, it hits just right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in California, fine. You see snowy vistas on your screens, maybe.
Right.
And it just hits, and you get a real feeling of thankfulness.
I've seen on American Anchor Baby streams that you have a new background going, getting ready.
I got you. I swear I won't be. I won't be too. This is. I'm not even being too perfectionist. It's just Blender's difficult. It's 3D software.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a little Christmas background coming.
Right on.
Just some visuals to get us in the mood.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, cool. I
Thank you,
appreciate
man.
that, guys.
Appreciate it.
Looking forward to catching your guys' shows.
Right on.
American Anchor Baby on YouTube and Rumble, and Gorgon's Ola on D Live and on X, and then Joel Friday TV on YouTube and IG, Instagram.
You want us to just walk in front?
Yeah, you can walk. It's charming. It's charming, Hake. Nice. I got some super chats to read, but first, let's get back into things. Frederick from Los Angeles, California, is on the line. Frederick, thanks for calling, man. What's up?
What's going on with you? Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
You got to tiptoe around them words and you say monetized. You know what I mean?
Well, I haven't been monetized in years, but yeah, I'll tiptoe and keep from getting another strike. I got a hate strike.
Oh my goodness!
For hating the immigrants.
Strike, even if you're not making money, they can make you play the game for just to have an audience. Period.
Yeah, well, it'd be on YouTube anyway.
Ain't that like a Shabbat goy? Listen,
I don't mind.
I think this is all a charade. You know what I'm saying? Y'all being psyops. Just like when your neighborhoods get black people moved in this white flight. But California, all this information is always pushed down by the people who wants this information dropped to you. So if you're going to run from California like they want you to, so they can buy it all up, then make it beautiful and run y'all out of town, it just seems like every time, or maybe it's intentional. You know what I'm saying? But like you told Latina, hey, just run to Mexico, but make sure you're safe and don't get caught. Quit running.
Yeah, I was kidding around. You caught where I said I was kidding around, right? Because she should stay where she is if where she is relatively safe, you know. And
I think it's all about the talking point. I think they're trying to make it seem like if all thoughts are all lies, is it really a whole place, or is all thoughts all lies? And you know what I'm saying? That changes property value.
Thoughts.
You don't want people.
You said thoughts
your
change.
Value.
You said thoughts change property value.
Yeah, black people moving in your neighborhood and people be like, "Oh, we don't want to live here. It's the ghetto. Our houses ain't going to sell for the same no more."
Thoughts. But you can just plainly see that it's ghetto. It's not a thought that it's ghetto. It's reality that it's ghetto.
Maybe it's on purpose.
Huh?
I'm saying maybe it's a psyop and it's on purpose.
What's a psyop?
The money. We done talked about this before.
You mean the transforming of the populations?
The transforming of the currency, the wealth gap, degenerate a place, a neighborhood, drive the value down, buy it up, and then charge the average American top dollar for it.
Yeah, that was speculated by one of my former guests, Deep Left Jockle, Jokl. He said that he thinks that the Commie-Capitalist corporations, that's my word for it, and the government are I don't know if he thinks this, but they're allowing the zombies, the homeless, to drive the better off people, the well-to-do people, out of the cities into the suburbs, because and the boonies where land was cheaper, and they bought that, and people pre-bought that land. These land developers and people who are buying up all this land and these houses, they bought those places, and then they're turning around and selling to people who've been driven out of the cities by the zombies. And so these zombies are a catalyst to send money out into land that was not naturally that valuable.
Right.
So it's a money making thing. There could be a lot of truth to that. Well, there's always an opportunity in every. What?
If y'all giving up y'all rights and property as a majority, what's going to be left to the minority? Y'all need to wake up first so we can still have something before y'all be buffooned. Y'all always talking about flat earth and wasting y'all time discussing nothing.
Stay close to your phone. You sound far away from your phone. You're not coming in through totally clear.
I'm sorry. Quit discussing nothing like flat earth and actually, you know what I'm saying, get down to the basis of who's being fooled and where the value's going on this property.
Well, I'm in a nihilistic mode, nihilism. I don't know if I'm using the term correctly, but it doesn't.
People can't buy houses right now.
I believe that we have no power over it anyway. So let's just throw up our hands and talk about the ball Earth versus flat Earth, because it doesn't matter anyway. We have no control over it. We have no sway.
That's what sheep do. Okay, I was just making sure you was.
Doesn't it make sense? Because all you're doing is talking anyway. What's that going to do to change anything?
I'm trying to let you know, like, who's giving you this information.
What information?
All the information we get.
CNN. And
they say we don't have free will because we don't have a choice whether to make this decision or that choice, because our whole surrounding is a simulation and it's already pre-made for you, right?
See, now you're kind of changing the subject.
Oh, now I'm asking you a question. That was a question.
What are you asking?
Do we have free will? Is this all just a simulation?
Oh, I don't know.
You never know.
No, I don't think that we have free will.
Okay, so everything's already dropped by information and put in front of you by advertisements, and subliminally it made you do what you did today, right?
I don't think the advertisements made me do it. It's not like the advertisers have free will. What the heck? I'm not particularly swayed by advertisements.
Are the people even realizing how much they spend on advertisement and it doesn't work? If you think advertisement works...
I didn't say it doesn't work on other people. I said that I don't think it works on me.
Oh, it don't work on you. You're special, huh?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem to work on me that much. I don't buy into the hype as much. Maybe it works. Maybe it works on me in that I rebel against it.
Yeah, it's a charade that shows everybody.
Although this worked on me. So anyways.
Yeah, it's just a time clock to keep your mind distracted, and y'all already.
What are you talking about?
That's why.
What's a time clock to keep your mind distracted?
That's why they pay you. Yeah, that's why they pay you for hours for watching YouTube. They pay you to be distracted from what's going on in the real world. Why do they pay you to be distracted? You make other people watch advertisement, you get paid to distract others. Why is this distraction going on?
Entertainment is... You're black. You're entertaining. Or not, I don't know if you're very entertaining, but many blacks are entertaining. You should know that entertainment has value according to the many unchristian people. They like entertainment.
If advertisement works, why is everybody...
I didn't say it doesn't work. I said that it doesn't work on me that much. I'm just saying that what I did today is not because of advertisements.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't
what are
have
you
free
on?
will.
What are you on? Are you just on drugs?
You don't have free will.
Are you on drugs?
I want to know what runs your thing if you don't have free will.
What runs what thing? I'm afraid to ask. What thing are you talking about?
If you don't have free will and it's not already predestined or pre-made for you.
I don't know about predestination or anything. I'm just saying that we're not free. We're slaves.
Yeah,
you're a slave, and I'm a slave, and everyone's a slave.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, you are.
You are what you think is. I'm a god.
You're a god.
I'm babysitting. I got to call you back, Hank. We'll be at church on Sunday. I got my grandson. And yeah. I'm letting him know how you make people think for themselves that just don't care or I don't know or flat earth. He's gonna be watching like everything right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right on,
He's
man.
Gonna be like 4 months
how
of schooling.
old is he? About 5-ish, plus or minus?
Yeah, just turned 5.
See, the kids listen to Hake. Even black kids.
Listen to Hake.
Is he black?
All thoughts are all lies.
Is he a black pharaoh?
He's a mixed pharaoh. So
okay.
Yeah.
So he's black and something else.
White. Yeah.
See, POC kids catch Hake. COC, children of color, catch Hake. So watch your mouths.
Okay.
Right on, Frederick. Thank you, man.
All right, Hank. You take it easy.
You as well. Bye. It's always a maze going through his conversations with him. Never know where he's leading. Maybe I shouldn't follow. Justin in Fullerton, California is on the line. Justin, thanks for calling and holding. What is up?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for taking my call. Good morning. Hey.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Hey, I was just calling on 2 different points. It's the same thing, manipulation in our housing market. That's my industry that I'm in. And if anybody wants to know why the rents are going extremely high and it's hard to buy a house and it's about the same rent as a mortgage, it's not just the CCP that has their citizens that purchase houses and other investments.
For cash!
Yeah.
In America.
But we also
Chinese.
have people that I wouldn't even call loyalists, like the Amazon president and founder, Jeff Bezos, has founded another project of his. I got to deep dive into it more, but just to get this out, you can invest in how the housing market's been commoditized because, if that's even a word, it made a commodity out of housing where you can bet on it like stocks through his real estate backed company. Simultaneously, while he's donating I think in upwards of almost $20 million toward the housing effort to help the homeless.
Oh, Lord.
It's a racket. If you raise the rent so high that people got to be homeless, it's not about just life skills and drug addicts that can't find housing, or mentally, challenged people that are, caught up in the mix of sin. No, this is something that should have been protected a long time ago. They're trying to get people to pay the gouging price that owned the egg companies for years. They've gouged us. Who cares about that? What about what's almost used to be 30% of our income is now about 40%, maybe more, if it keeps going that trajectory for what we pay every month on our housing. And it's not, the dollar is not what it used to be worth. So I would think that the idea that anything is worth in California over $500,000 is ridiculous.
It's wild, though. I mean, you have to go out to the boonies of the Inland Empire to get anything under $500,000.
Yep, they try to push people out to the desert. They're going to eat bugs, and they're going to enjoy it. That's the future. So I just want to throw it out there. And anybody that wants to, correct the housing market, they need to expose all the investors that are saying, rent a room, rent a house. Those are the ones that should not even have legal rights of purchasing a house in this country.
Well, I mean, but you don't, if you want any independence, you don't want to live with your mother or whatever, then you kind of have to rent, right?
Yeah.
What would you recommend to Latin A? She feels oppressed in California by the evil governor there.
Yeah.
Here, I should say.
Well, we tried the recall. That didn't really work because he has deep pockets in his aunt is Nancy Pelosi, so good luck.
Oh, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew or something like that?
Yeah, everyone knows after he got out of rehab, became some kind of mayor of a city called San Francisco, tanked it. Now he's tanking California.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. If he wanted to have rehab and change his life, that's great.
No, but you're just giving us bad news. What's the solution? What should we the people do? Or people who feel like he's oppressed, should she move out? Should she just build up enough money so that she doesn't become a victim? Because really the people who hurt the most are the ones who are in a position to be at risk from the evil policies of these people. Since you and I believe we're white, so we know not to get in a fight with the POC because even if we're in the right, they're going to throw us in jail. So that's one way to protect yourself. Another way is make enough money so that you can contain or absorb whatever unjust costs they want to incur on you. What do you recommend?
And I would say to save more than you spend.
Nice.
And have a part of being conservative is to know what you have and what you don't have. And if you don't have something to purchase within your means, don't buy it. I mean, people in America buy everything on credit cards. Something like $12.99 is going to cost them 20%, I don't know, maybe 30% now in interest. That's stupid. So try to be wise with your spending, be a good steward of what you've been given. And if you need to move out and you need to tighten the belt, move out to a different place. But later you can build up your capital. For now, the best thing to do in America is not to be a consumer and to focus on being a producer.
That's cool, man. That's really good. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll end it on that. You have a wonderful day. I'm so glad that you're back on YouTube. I always follow you on Rumble, and I love what all you guys do from the Fallen State to your show. So I really wanted to tell you that. Thank you.
Cool, man.
You're back on YouTube.
Thank you. Take care, Justin. Appreciate that. Oh, he got me. But that wasn't so bad, I guess. Maybe it was bad. Briefly, before I get back to calls, hang tight, callers. Super chats. I would be remiss not to get to these super chats. Flat Earth bought a coffee. ERF. The earth is shaped like a kite, not a disc. It's not a circle. Since the Bible says it has 4 corners, although the Bible also says the circle of the earth. And when you look around, if you can see the horizon all around you, it encircles you. But he says it's a kite, 4 corners. Don't know if he's trolling us or not. And angels blow wind upon it. Oh, interesting. Hey. See, space wind. People thought, oh, Hake, space is a vacuum. Hank. The earth rests on 2 Corinthian order pillars because the Corinth is in the Bible and pillars is plural. The pillars rest on God's hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. So let's just praise the Lord. I think I'm mixing up songs. So he can shake them. He can shake the pillars. That's why they're in his hands. The Bible does not mention an ice wall. It's like an infinity edge pool. Oh, cool. You guys ever seen those? I've only seen them in pictures. I don't think I've ever seen them in real life. One day, maybe I will see an infinity edge pool. 4 billion cell phones and not one Instagram of an ice wall. That's right. Didn't Mr. Beast, I thought I heard on American Anchor Baby some weeks back, maybe some months back, that Mr. Beast went down to the ice walls, went down to Antarctica. The Bible does not say the firmament is a dome. They do say the dome of the heavens or something like that. I don't know. But it does not say that the firmament is a dome. Although when you look above you, all you see is a dome. Because you don't see the whole sphere. You see the dome that passes over the horizon. So the portion of the sky that you see is the dome. Duh. But anyway, it's pitched at the corners anyway, says Flat Earth. It's cool that Elon Musk is in on the deception. Instead of blaming his Mexican and black engineers, SpaceX rockets explode when they hit the firmament at variable altitudes. Millions of Starlink users are total rubes, paying so much for ordinary cell service. Only heathen Bible deniers disagree with any of this, says Flat Earth. Well, thank you for the coffee. That was highly amusing. It was amusing to Hake. Thank you. Carver bought a coffee. Saying the chickens may have come home to roost, but the real question is, do they have lips? Come on and use those chicken lips. Buck, 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 buck. Carver says, does the obvious globe design come in carpet booty? So you can not leave tracks if you're a Mexican. Running and being a gotaway from the understaffed and overworked and overwhelmed system of Customs and Border Protection, which are mostly Mexican anyway. They're in on it, and they support the trafficking of drugs into this country. Just kidding, CBP, Customs and Border Protection. Some of you guys are solid guys and gals. I don't know. I'll have to see if Teespring offers carpet booties. Over boots, let's call them. Carver, that's funny. That's funny. Do chickens have lips? Come on and you. So if you're a kangaroo, then jump real high. If you're a bird on the wing, come on and fly. If you're a cock-a-doodle-doo, rise and shine. Come on and use those chicken lips. Buck, 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 buck. That's Mary Rice Hopkins. She's great. Even though she's a Trinitarian, according to Come On Man. Another super chat from Harmony, 3 coffees. We love Hake giving a coffee so you can read aloud to your chat to go see Jesse's Return of the Father vid. He uploaded yesterday, 12/4, December 4th, Monday. 20 minutes. You all can do it. Give it a thumbs up too and share to a friend. Nice. Jesse Lee Peterson on YouTube, also on Rumble and D-Live. I don't think you would see that clip on D-Live, but you would see it on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Let's see if it has uploaded. Not at this point. I don't see it at this point. Jesse Lee Peterson on Rumble, but it might be on bitshoot.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Those of you who like to avoid, yes, it is on BitChute. bitshoot.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Yes, BitChute does still exist, and it has started auto-uploading Hake videos from YouTube. That's nice. It's supposed to have been doing that all along. And also Bond videos from YouTube. Hake on BitChute. Bond Rebuilding the Man on BitChute. Jesse Lee Peterson on BitChute. I think even The Fallen State on BitChute. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. I'm speaking all high. Yeah, The Fallen State on BitChute. So let's revive BitChute and Odyssey and other places. Anyway. Yes, I am on Kick as well. Not for clips, but I'm live on Kick. Thank you, Harmony. That's cool. Thank you for the tip. It's nice. It's great. And we'll just double check over on Rumble and Odyssey. And I think we're all caught up in D-Live. Thank you for the ice cream, 555-5555-65, and Beta Legs, the ice cream, and Misty. I think that was an ice cream from yesterday. Alex in Dallas, Texas is on the line. Alex, thanks for calling and holding. Go ahead.
Hey, James. Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing well myself. Just driving to work. But,
right on.
Just was curious to know if you'd heard of something called the Hegelian Dialectic.
I have heard that phrase before. I don't know if it rings a bell for me at this point, but I have heard it. What is it?
Sure. So, have you heard of the Frankfurt School?
I have heard of the Frankfurt School.
So the Frankfurt School, not sure if it was after World War I, but I'm pretty sure it was before World War II. A bunch of eggheads, we'll say, economists, different people, lawyers, I'm sure were involved, politicians, got together in Frankfurt, Germany, and they all, I'm not sure if they were all influenced by Marx, but what came out of the Frankfurt School was one of the things, I guess, was the Hegelian dialectic, and Hegel was the guy it's named after, and dialectic, just reductive mode of thought,
okay,
or reductive, I should say, that is, it's a way to view the world that divides, hence the word dialectic. It's a way to divide the world into two based on systems of power. So it's looking at any kind of institution and dividing it into those that have power and those that don't have power. And it's taken me a long time to realize this, but this mode of viewing the world is at the base of, some people call it cultural Marxism, some people call it radical liberalism, whatever liberalism has become in America, the radical left. If you notice, when you hear them talk, they kind of view the world, the premises they give you kind of belie the fact that they view the world in a power versus powerless kind of dialectic. And
okay.
So
yeah.
I think it's a mind virus. It's why, the people who call your show exasperated that, I guess, whether it's Trump or the racial issues or the gender issues in this country, it's just kind of obvious now when you take a step back, read some history, that it's not something you can just debate the facts of a case on a lot of these people with.
Right.
If you're just going to relay facts to them, it's not going to work. You kind of have to show them the error in their mode of thinking before you can even have a discussion about the facts. And I think that's where a lot of modern discussions about what's going on get derailed, is that people are still trying to view people as, power over powerless, without having any nuance just no nuance in any discussions anymore. It's all just, well, you're white, this is systemic, this is, just really broad strokes that miss a lot of what's actually at the heart. We both know that it's a battle between good and evil in every heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's lost on anybody who views the world through a culturally Marxist, socialist, communist, Hegelian dialectic. Interesting to read about. I encourage anybody to read about it, because the more I read up on Marxism, the more I read up about the Frankfurt School, it's just so incredibly obvious that they're trying to inject these things, and the purpose of them isn't to help fix the problem. It's actually to exacerbate the problem until it, basically until it explodes upon society like something bad.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Therefore, revolution.
I don't know if you had any thoughts about that, or if you'd heard of the Hegelian dialectic at all, but
I've heard.
Know that there are people that you argue with sometimes, and I'm like, man, Hake, this guy's not even going to see what you're saying, even if you unload all the facts on him.
That's true.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, I've noticed that communists and liberals, which is maybe the same thing, or people who are for evil or have their minds made up, let's just say, they don't care about truth. They don't mind lying. They don't mind playing dumb to make a point about to make some fake win. And it's like they're not serious sometimes. I'm thinking about my conversations with Dylan Burns, with Hunter Avallone, with who's that guy who Tomfoolery. They're kind of not serious. Like there's something not serious about them when they're talking with me. And I get that I'm a little outlandish for them, so maybe they feel like they don't want to take me that seriously. But also, like, I'm being kind of serious with them. And they're not, they're kind of being mocking rather than addressing my point and seeing where my point is true. Rather than seeing where my point is true, they're trying to go to where my point doesn't apply and say, see, your point is invalid or not true, rather than looking for the truth of a point.
They can't separate the truth from who the truth comes from. And so if you're a white guy, I mean, let alone a Christian white guy, you're not going to get very far, because their mind is made up that your opinions were formed by the very fact that you were brought up a Christian and that you happen to have non-melanated skin. And they've been taught to think this way. Some of them take on this mode. There's two kinds of people who, view the world through the Hegelian dialectic. And the one is the kind that will not believe it and still use it to infect your mind and to make you subject to their whim. They're called useful idiots. If you read enough about Marxism, you'll learn that the people who thought it all up really didn't think that much of the people they were trying to, quote, empower.
Right.
They were simply trying to lead them to believe that if they destroyed the people that were in power, that when the Marxists came into power, that they would bring about this glorious new world, and 40 million people starved in the process, at least in the one case.
Is that the Holodomor?
That was not. No, that was just simply the Russian. I mean, under the Soviet Union, really had nothing to do with the Holodomor.
Oh, okay.
The Holodomor was totally separate. Just so many atrocities attributable to leftism, and all we ever hear about is the Holocaust. And the Holocaust was supposed to have been caused by a fascist regime, which may have been true, but if you can't draw if you can't see the similarities between what we have going on in America and Weimar Germany pre-World War II, then you're just blind. You don't want to look. You don't know the history, and that's your prerogative, I guess.
Yeah. There was an interesting... I don't know if you caught him. What's that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
American Anchor Baby had an interesting guest, not our guy, about Hitler hated... His name is Hitler Hated Christ on X, Twitter, on Friday's show, a couple of hours in or so, and he interviewed this guy, and he made the same point, that there's some very interesting similarities between the Weimar Republic, Germany, of how degenerate it was, and how the people were, and America, and what we're dealing with in America.
Societally, things were very similar, and unfortunately, politically, things were very similar. It's just we've been tricked to view the government we have as progressive and liberal and tolerant, when using, I mean, what we have kind of is an oligarchy. It's pretty close to fascism. Effectively, giant corporations pay politicians to run the government the way they want.
Yeah.
And that is fascism. So
I call it Commie-Capitalism.
Yeah, crony capitalism, Commie-Capitalism.
It's
not, and
because it's not just like fascism. I think of as like nationalistic, and these people are not nationalistic, at least not for the nation of Americans, like we, the Native American, white Christian population. They're not for us. They're for like a different America.
I think nationalism is just the desire to preserve the status quo. Seems like a kind of a cop-out word, but just the way you know your nation to be. If you perceive that to be working for you, I don't know why you'd want to change it. And so anybody who takes on the stance that things should just continue to be the way they are, and in my opinion, I feel that way, because just because things are staying the way they are doesn't mean they're not getting better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess like if they stay the way they are, they will get better. Right? And then if they get, if we lose all of our values and all of our rights, then of course they're not going to get any better.
Right.
So that's kind of why I'm conservative at heart, because conserving to me means conserving the way of life that we've built here that allows society to progress. And when you go fascist with it, I mean, to me, the line that you cross when you're going from nationalism to fascism is when you start telling other people that they can't, they don't have a right to live, or at least, if they were born in your country and they're a citizen, I don't care what their skin color is, it's just, how Americans are, man. We just want you to do right. We don't.
Exactly. We're pretty fair-minded when it comes down to it. Yep.
Yeah. Just quickly, it's just a little concerning when you talk about Netanyahu the way you do. You seem kind of to like him a lot. I don't want to talk about Netanyahu, but maybe don't be so. Maybe just look into it a little bit.
Okay. I like
him.
The reason I say I like Netanyahu is because of my impression of him just on a cursory glance over the years.
Oh, he's based.
Yeah.
Some would say too based. So, I mean, I would put him in the class of people that are colloquially being labeled Zionists.
Right.
And So, I mean, that to me, that's just as bad as being a fascist. If you want to establish an ethno-state in your country that is only hospitable to people who look like you, think like you, and believe the way you do, then you know, that's your country. I really do. I couldn't care less about Israel. But you can't then say that other people are Nazis. You can't then say that other people are fascists, because you're doing exactly what Hitler said he was going to do.
So Netanyahu,
by trying to establish an ethno-state in Israel.
So Netanyahu says that he's for nationalism for me, or fascism for me, and not for thee.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what Zionism.
See, I don't know that Netanyahu is for the diversity, forced diversity in America. He may be. If that's the case, I disavow that. But I just like him because he projects manhood.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. Hitler did too.
Right.
Sometimes. I mean, at least he yelled a lot. Maybe that's not very manly now that I think about it.
Yeah. But I never saw, like, I haven't really watched clips of that guy.
Yeah.
I've seen clips here and there of Netanyahu, and I get that he's like, oh, world, Iran's coming after us. Help us take out Iran. I'm not really for that, okay? But hey, he's using the world. He's trying to use the world to help for his goals. Whatever.
Well,
but the part that I like is just the projected manhood. He didn't like Obama. He liked Trump. And I get that he liked Trump because Trump was very nice to him. And so people tend to like Trump when he's nice to them. But he just seems more real than most politicians. And there he's facing corruption trial. And I think that the people who are trying him for corruption, my suspicion is they're worse than him. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong about him. I used to somewhat like, the Bushes. So, hey.
Sure.
And I realize that they're off, too. So I could be proven wrong.
Yeah, I think Obama fooled the both of us, too. So, if I remember you saying correctly that you voted for Obama.
No, I never even came close to voting for Obama. You voted for him? I didn't.
No, I didn't vote for him.
Oh, okay.
But I actually abstained from voting that time in my life. I was very apolitical.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of gave the nod and was like, let's see where this goes. So in my heart, I guess I voted.
Oh. Well,
but I didn't cast a vote. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was apolitical. I was very nihilistic about it.
You about my age, 30s, 40s?
34.
Okay, yeah.
But, yeah, coming around now to see it was all just a big lie. But the thing, if you hear the statistic about Obama that he droned more people than any president alive, then you kind of have to wonder, and if you don't like that statistic, then you should look into Netanyahu, because in my opinion, he's
droning people
Israelis. Well, they knew about
Jacks.
the attack on October 7th. There's evidence came out this week that they knew about it, and so I mean,
I'm agnostic on that point, because I don't know what Netanyahu knew, or I don't know if he, could well be that he let it happen so that he would have the excuse to go in. That could be, or it could be that he was told, that they'll never be able to pull this off, because they didn't think that they could pull it off, according to the story.
Sure, and the more we talk about it, the more I feel the danger that we would slip into justification of either side's actions over the other. Like I said, I don't care who wins. I just hope both teams have fun.
Nice. You said something else I wanted to respond to. Oh, the drone number. For me, of course, Obama droned more than anybody because, well, it's not just because of this, but I'm going to give him this excuse. Because that's not my concern with Obama. Obama was openly evil here in America. He was pushing the fake racism thing. He was a phony. He hated the Tea Party, who were people who just wanted the country back. He came into power at a time when the drone technology may have been at its really coming on. Whereas W, maybe they were still developing it. So W could have. But
is that to say that George W. Bush would have killed as many or more, innocent civilians had he had better drone technology?
It's all speculation. I have no idea.
And I know it's not like Obama's sitting there pressing the button like it's a video game and blowing up innocent people. But,
I know that
it's on his watch. Somebody's got to take accountability, and we know nobody in the military ever will. So.
Right, very true, man. I think there's a whole lot of evil and killing and murder and stuff like that going on.
And I mean, so the drone technology only got better when Trump was in office, and I'm sure his civilian drone casualty numbers are in the tens.
Wow. Good for him. See?
Well, you know what I'm saying? So just because he has better technology, what does that have to do with it?
Yeah.
True. I think that people got on Trump for doing the Muslim ban. Well, nobody asked where the Islam refugees were coming from in the first place. They were running from being droned to death by Obama, probably.
Wow.
If I had to guess, I'd just,
Yeah.
just a thought. But
Great call, man. I appreciate this.
Yeah.
Call me again sometime.
Yeah. Will do. I call you, every other week about.
Okay. I appreciate it, Alex.
So.
Always.
Yes, sir. No problem. Yeah, have a good day. Hey.
You as well. Merry Christmas.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You too. Thanks.
Yep. Bye. Man, that's interesting. I'm reacting because I'm short on time. Let me give 30 seconds to Arthur in Colorado. Arthur in Colorado, you have 30 seconds. Go.
30 seconds is all I needed, actually.
Cool.
So I found the whole answer to this whole flat Earth thing, emailed you, gave you the guy's name. I think it would be an awesome show, and we can finally come to a conclusion to all of this.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. Well, thank you, Arthur in Colorado.
Absolutely.
Any last words before I hang up and go to the last call or whatever I do?
You know what? That's all I had to say.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Take care. Call me again.
You gotcha.
We'll talk. Bye. Ronnie in Colorado, you have 30 seconds or so. Go.
Yeah, it's Cincinnati, not Colorado.
Oh, Cincinnati, my bag.
It's all good. Did you catch my call earlier?
I did.
With Jesse when he said black. Okay. Do you think that black people were put on Earth to destroy?
That's an interesting question. I think that I don't know if they were put on Earth to destroy, but you think
black people are leading the way in crime?
In crime? Oh, yeah. In violent crime?
That was it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was his other question. Because he kind of pivoted from saying black people were put here to totally destroy.
In a manner of speaking, Jesse is really right. If you pause and consider it, they're used for pushing the LGBT thing, and they're used for all kinds of things. Biden used them to say, oh, this racism thing, that's why he ran for president. It was fake. Everybody knew it was fake, but the racist whites, and the implication is that blacks are the victims. So they're used in so many ways. Even you can't blame the blacks for what Biden does, but they're being used. And then through their anger, they're more than any other group of, let's say, race or ethnicity in America, they are encouraged to be angry. Whereas everybody else, not everybody else, but on different scales, white anger is frowned upon, although they love it when whites commit violent crimes so that they can swoop in and attack the Second Amendment and attack the whites. But black crime, they just sweep it under the rug because they don't care about solving it. They'll just use it every now and then to blame the guns,
Whew. Yeah, you said a mouthful, man.
I know. We'll have to talk more. We'll have to talk more. I gotta end it, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, no problem.
I'm glad you called on this because I was very interested in your call, and I almost wanted to keep on just typing in during your call. Anyway, man, Merry Christmas. Call me again sometime, and we'll talk.
Merry Christmas. Yes, sir. Have a good week.
All right. Bye. Guys, this has been the Hake Report. I got to end on time for Joel Friday TV coming up next. But it's Christmas time. Callers, I can't get to you. Super chatters, I'll read yours tomorrow. Here is Fangs. from the 2004 album Christmas compilation from Lujo Records, Lujo. All I Want for Christmas is the compilation album. I Wonder As I Wander. Adios, America, and catch Joel Friday TV and American Anchor Baby, and Men's Forum, first Thursday of the month, guys. See you soon.
To the Savior.